Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Tyler Jeleniewski.
You're listening to The Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey, Tyler.
How we doing?
We're good.
Awesome.
Glad to have you in person.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's get started. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
I'm a realtor at Preferred Realtors. I was formerly Coldwell Banker, Preferred in Plymouth, and was a local Plymouth resident. My family grew up there, and that's kind of where I got my start. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. I like it. So how did you get started in real estate?
Oh, gosh, about almost 9 years ago now. One of my dad's good friends was in the business and pretty prominent realtor in the area, and I wanted to learn from him. Didn't really know what I was going to do after college, and this just kind of fell into my lap. So I like looking at houses. I like talking to people and doing all that kind of thing. So, it worked out for me pretty well from that standpoint. But I've been in real estate for about 8 years, and it's been a blast. Really.
That's awesome. So what did you do before real estate?
Not a whole lot, really. I was in college, and I came home, and I didn't really know what to do. I didn't, and like I said, I liked looking at houses. I liked that whole aspect of things, and my father's in sales too, and so I knew that was something that was going to be in my background, and
it's in your blood.
Right. So I transitioned into this, and I worked for a team at Coldwell Banker. We were manual at first, and then two and a half years in, I decided, you know what, I think I can do this on my own, and so now I'm an individual agent.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I like
pretty
it.
well.
What did 5-year-old Tyler want to do?
Oh gosh.
Oh my.
All types of things. Anything outside is really.
Yeah.
I love the outdoors. I do a bunch of fishing up north and that kind of stuff. And
Okay.
I really didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what college was going to bring me. I wasn't a super specific major by any means, but I just knew something in sales. Whatever it was going to be was something in sales because I like to talk to people, and that was my best attribute. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned your dad has taught you a lot of sales stuff. Tell us more about that.
Yeah. He's been selling cars for over 25 years with his sister, and they've worked together forever. In the area, and I've learned a lot of my sales background, my sales technique from him, and he's very laid back, and it's a little bit contrary to what you hear a lot of realtors doing out there these days. But for me, I wanted to build a business that was referral based because I have such an awesome sphere of people around me, and it's really worked out to my benefit.
So your dad, he's in the cars sales, right?
Yes.
And then you do the homes. Do you guys get like a tag team there going on?
Yeah.
sometimes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of my clients are some of his past clients, and vice versa. I have friends that want a car, and hey, call my dad. So it works out pretty well. But it's really been a pleasure to. I mean, we're spitting images of each other, and that's just. It's funny because we've got the same tendencies. We walk around the phone and we're pacing around the room, things like that. But it's really helped me transition into the sales career because I have been able to learn from that and learn his laid back demeanor, and it works for me.
Yeah, you probably saw it growing up too,
Yeah.
right? So the
All
whole
the time.
time as you're a child, you're just learning.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about it, but you were probably just picking up those traits.
He came from not a whole lot, and he has worked himself into a very successful business, and I admire that, and it's something that's I use every day moving forward because it's how I've done things too. So I'm
That's awesome.
pretty blessed.
Yeah.
So.
Did your dad give you any advice that maybe stuck with you when you first started out in real estate?
Yeah. There's one thing he's always told me is less is best, and in this business sometimes you get people who overtalk or overthink, and
Overthink
like
for
you
sure.
said, sometimes less is best.
Yeah.
And you can transition that into how you negotiate, how you portray yourself to other clients and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was I like to talk a lot, and sometimes I tend to say too much, and sometimes you just have to stop that a little bit. So that was his one piece of advice that's really helped me, in my negotiation tactics and that kind of thing. So
yeah, I know. Speaking of like the negotiation part of it, if you just sit still with your numbers, do you find that maybe they come back and be like, okay, I'm going to go higher now?
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, every situation is different in real estate, and I'm sure you've heard that 100 times on here. But it truly is. Every situation is different, and so you have to look at that and figure out each situation separately and say, okay, where's our angle here, and how can we benefit our client the best way? So that's usually what I do first.
And how many years have you been an agent now?
It's been about 8 years, almost 9.
Okay.
So been around for a long time, since I was 22, and 31 now, and feeling the age these days.
So how'd you get your first client?
First client was actually my title company. I went to high school with the daughter, and they had gotten married, and they were looking for a house, and so we found one in the Plymouth Canton area.
Perfect. Nice. Was the transaction smooth?
It was. Thank God that I knew the title company. It was. They're awesome to work with, good people, and it went very well. I had some good mentors growing up too when I was with the team, and it did help me learn what I needed to learn to make something go a transaction go smoothly. And that's the one thing that people just don't realize when they get into this business is there is a lot involved, and you really have to go with the flow at times and understand that there's only certain things you can control, and you have to use that and help your client understand that as well. So
that's awesome. So I know you mentioned you wanted to do pretty much create your business for a lot of referrals.
Yep.
How does an agent go about building a business like that?
You really have to work your sphere. I've done a lot of the different marketing strategies, whether it's the shopping carts you see at different grocery stores, and the social media, things of that nature, have been very, very beneficial to me. But ultimately, if you're trying to build a business that's going to last, it's got to be through your network of people, and so that has benefited me greatly by focusing on those people, and I would say probably 85%, 90% of my business is referral based.
That's awesome.
So that's really good.
Yeah, it works out pretty well.
What's your favorite way to market right now?
Well, there's obviously, the social medias. That's the big spot right now. It seems to be. But I've been doing the golf carts and doing the little ads in the golf carts, and that's worked out to I get a lot of texts, from friends and see my face on there and that kind of thing. But looking for different avenues. I mean, you have to diversify a little bit. Try it all and figure out what works for you.
Yep.
So do you send, I know a lot of people send the mailers. Do you send those, or is that kind of going away?
I did.
Yeah.
It's worked for a lot of people. I mean, what I like to do is when I have a listing in a certain neighborhood, I'll definitely send them out to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Especially when I lived in downtown Plymouth for a long time, and so I would hit that neighborhood pretty hard when I would list a house down there. And it works well. But where is everybody looking right now? That's social media. And that's, it hits the most people. And so you have to transition into that a little bit. And as much as I don't like it because I'm kind of an old school guy, it's something that is vital to our business these days. So it's worked well for me.
I know social media played a huge part when everything was shut down too. Did you do
Massively.
the Zoom calls for showings?
Yeah. I sold a home virtually, and it was the weirdest experience of my life.
Yeah.
And luckily, it was towards the tail end when we were starting to see the inspections in person and that kind of stuff too. But it was an awkward time for everybody. But everybody gets through it, and you have to adapt. And I'm glad we're back in person now.
I know, me too. Over the last 8 years, what's the worst property you've been to? Maybe one that or worst showing when you're like, I do not want to go through that situation again.
Yeah, no. It wasn't like a bad situation, but it was a house that was out in Sumter Township area, and probably a giant. It was somebody's dream house at one point, and must have lost it, and it had been abandoned for probably more than 4 or 5 years. And I remember the floorboards in the family room were all broken. The floor was sunk down. There was a 8-foot bee's nest that they pulled out of the wall too.
Oh my goodness!
Raccoon. I mean, it was crazy. I've seen a lot of things, but that one sticks out in my memory.
Were the bees active? Not when you were walking through, right?
No, there had to be 200 or 300 bees in the house that were dead, and
yeah,
a lot more outside. But it was pretty wild. Pretty wild. So.
Dang. Did you end up selling that one?
Nope. They ran pretty quick from that one, but it was cool to see. Yeah. But never again.
Yeah.
So
kind of going forward with the rest of this year and into the next year, what kind of goals do you have right now?
Right. Well, I'm working with. I do a lot of the training for newer agents at our office, and so we're working with a couple different agents right now that we're probably going to try to transition into somewhat of a team role. I like to work on my own. I've always felt in control of a transaction without anybody else touching it. But at this point, we're thinking about bringing an assistant on because it's just too much to do the paperwork and that kind of thing. And these agents are awesome that I'm working with right now, and that's been a pretty cool thing for me is to do the training and watch these younger agents come through and really learn some of these experiences that I've had, and so that's been very beneficial for me as well. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Out of the new agents that you have, what's one thing that you could recommend to all of them when they're first starting out?
I think it's got to be work your sphere, and that's the cliche in real estate, but it is true, and you can't do more. Nothing is going to benefit you more early on than doing that. And really marketing yourself on the social medias, whether it's simple ads or a video of yourself or an open house or whatever it may be. That is where you're going to get your biggest return for the future. So you've got to be consistent.
Awesome. So, maybe what about the people who don't have a sphere yet? They haven't built those people around them.
Right.
How do they go about building that first, handful of people?
Yeah. Or maybe they went to a new market.
Yeah, a new market. That's a
good
new
point.
one too.
I would say for somebody like that, get involved with somebody in the area that is experienced, and I mean that's real estate. That's what it is, and I don't care what anybody says. That's real estate. So for me, it would be get in touch with somebody who knows the market, knows the area, has that, and can help you learn that part of it and use that to your advantage. Because that would really, really push you to do better and be more successful.
Yeah. Isn't there a saying that you hang out with who you want to be like or something like that?
It's true. It really is. You surround yourself with good people, and it'll go a long way. So I've taken that on. I have a lot of good friends in the business now, and it's been so incredibly helpful to me, from brokers to my old team leader, all that kind of stuff. It has been very good for me. So, yeah.
If you could start over today with all the knowledge that you've learned in the last 8 years, what's one thing you would change?
I would have hired an assistant earlier on. That's one thing that I struggle with, or organization at times, the paperwork side of things. And for me, I know I can get bogged down by that at times. Consistently being on the social media stuff early on would have been more beneficial to me as well. But overall, I mean, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I've got a great life right now. My fiance, we just got a new puppy. So it's been really fun. Probably see the scratches on my face because he's teething right now. But no, things are good, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Awesome. What kind of puppy did you get?
Oh, we have a Bernese Mountain Dog.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, Bo. Yeah, he's been fun. Yeah. He's been very fun. So
he's small right now, and he's going to get huge.
He's
right? Aren't they
about
massive?
55 pounds right now.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Wouldn't say small, but he's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's been a nice thing for us. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, great. Before we go today, how can people get a hold of you? What's the best way for people to reach
Cell
out?
phone's usually best for me. My number is 734-846-0323. You can always text me. soldbyty@gmail is my email address. Facebook, I've got a Facebook business page as well. We do all of our listings on there, so you'll know when something's going to hit the market in the area. We do most of our business around the 275 corridor, Plymouth, Canton, Northville, Novi, all the way out to Royal Oak, really wherever it takes us. So that's kind of the best way to get a hold of me, my cell phone.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Are these working?
All right.
Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think that worked. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at it? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
it might be there.
It might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review for listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars, guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.